The first week of Overwatch Champion Series Korea is starting soon, and will be giving us our first look at how these teams compete against each other. The 9 competing teams have battled their way here through open qualifiers and promise intense battles and remarkable performances. Welcome to Tank Talk, where today we will be going over my predictions for Week 1 of the OWCS Korea region. As the inaugural week of matches kicks off, there's currently no games to review. However, before delving into my predictions, let's go over my preseason rankings for the teams. I'll be updating these rankings based on team performances as the season progresses. For a more in-depth analysis of each team, check out my OWCS Korea preseason ranking video. Leading the Korea region is Team Falcons, followed closely behind by Team WAC. These two teams stand out as the primary contenders not only to secure victory in the APAC region, but also to emerge triumphant in the tournament overall. Taking the third spot is From the Gamer, trailed by Yeti, Runaway, and Genesis. Rounding off the ratings are Pokerface, Sinpresa Gaming, and Vesta Crew. The match kicking off this stage of competitions is between Team Falcons and Runaway. While Runaway is a very storied organization with a lot of fan-favorite players, I believe that there isn't a single role where they have the advantage. Smurf and Hanbin not only have more skill, but also much greater flexibility within the tank role. If multiple tanks end up being played across different maps, Mag's hero pool could be a serious problem for his team. Proper and Stalker both far outclass Prophet, Zest, and Jwoo, and it's hard to imagine that Runaway's DPS line will be able to keep up with, much less overcome that of Team Falcons. I believe the role with the smallest gap in skill is support, but even here Team Falcons has a clear advantage. While Vigilante and Lijaegon are both very skilled supports, it'll be difficult to overcome the years of synergy developed between Fielder and Shio. Because Team Falcons is more skilled across every role, and because I think that they will want to demonstrate their dominance right out the gate, I think they will beat Runaway 3-0. The second match is between Sinpresa Gaming and Pokerface, two organizations who have faced each other multiple times throughout their contenders' history. The tank line of Milgaru and Tuyu for SPG, and Peppy and Jasmine for Pokerface seem more or less equal in skill, as do the DPS lines of Aid and Argon, and Proud, Finale, and Becky. I think that the deciding factor for this match is that Pokerface has a clear advantage in support. Simple, Iris, and Faith are more skilled than SPG's support line of Hunjae and Lee Soo-min, and have also better demonstrated their ability to perform under pressure. This is the most winnable match of the weekend for SPG, however, so they will most likely be preparing more for this than anything else. However, I believe that the advantage in support will allow Pokerface to defeat Sinpresa Gaming 3-2. The final match of this opening day is between Vesta Crew and From the Gamer. I believe that this will be another quick match, as FTG has a clear advantage across all roles. Bernard and Belosaria from FTG are both much more skilled than VEC's only tank Gurium, and the DPS line of Flora and Alpha Yi for FTG similarly far outclasses Dart and Minute. Alpha Yi in particular is an incredible DPS player and should be very difficult to contain. Perhaps the biggest skill gap is in the support role, where VEC's Dagon and Off will have to face against one of the greatest players of all time in Violet. From the Gamer has a major advantage across every role, so I predict that they will win 3-0 against Vesta Crew. The first match of Day 2 will be between Pokerface and Team Falcons. As with their first match, I think that Team Falcons are far better across all roles. This is also the second of 3 matches for Pokerface, and I don't think that they will spend much time preparing for a match that they have very little chance to win. I believe that Pokerface will instead use this match as a learning experience and save their energy for their later games. Team Falcons will want to claim a quick 6-0 start to the stage, winning this match 3-0 against Pokerface. The next match is between From the Gamer and Sinpresa Gaming. It's hard to not feel sorry for SPG. They played 3 matches this opening week, and 2 of them are against very difficult opponents. FTG has the clear advantage across all roles and only has 2 matches to prepare for. I believe that From the Gamer will end this opening week with a perfect map record, defeating Sinpresa Gaming 3-0. The final match of Day 2 is between WAC and Genesis, and this is the match that I'm looking forward to the most. Both teams have questions surrounding them that will finally be answered. Will Max and Junbin be able to overcome the problems they faced in the 2023 Overwatch League? Will Decay and Choisewan's skill at DPS be enough to overcome potential weaknesses in their team? I believe that WAC will have a clear advantage over Genesis in tank and support, as well as having a more flexible DPS line. However, this is also Genesis's only match of the week, and all they will have to prepare for. The DPS line of Genesis should win them at least one map, but I think that WAC will win 3-1. Starting off the final day of the opening weekend is a match between Yeti and Pokerface. This is Yeti's first and only match, whereas Pokerface will have already had to compete in 2 matches across the first 2 days. Even without this clear advantage, Yeti would be the favorite to win based on the skill of their players. I believe that the explosive mechanical skills of Knife and Viper in particular will be too much for Poker Face to compete with. For their advantages both in scheduling and talent, I predict Yeti will defeat Poker Face 3-0. The penultimate match of the weekend is between Vesta Crew and Runaway. This is a much more winnable matchup for Vesta Crew than their first, and they will most likely be putting more of their effort into preparing for it. Unfortunately, they are still outclassed across every role. Vesta Crew DPS player Dart has received a lot of attention for his skills, however, and I predict that he will be able to win at least one map for his team. I believe that Runaway will defeat Vesta Crew 3-1. Capping off the opening weekend is a match between Sinpresa Gaming and WAC. This is the strongest team SPG will face in their 3 matches, so it feels unlikely that they will spend much time preparing for it. WAC has a tremendous advantage across all roles and should end this match quickly. I believe that WAC will win a fast and rather uneventful 3-0 match. And those are all my predictions for the opening weekend of OWCS Korea. How do you think these matches are going to go, and which are you most excited to watch? This was Tank Talk, and thank you for watching.